Today we will discuss about the talent enhancement and the drivers of success, that is the how different companies are practicing, and talent is already there, right. So, we already talked about the acquisition management, and now we will talk about that is the development is there. So, in this particular session we will discuss about the introduction, the changing role of managers in managing talent, role of the manager, assessing and selecting talent, performance planning, coaching and developing talent, introduction, Wald's model driver success, creating CEO success profiles, candidate assessment replacing checkups with MRIs, and closing talent gaps, weighing the build versus buy decisions, and when build is the decision is there. So, the first is the assessing and selecting the talent. We have seen that is when managers are managing the talent, the first and foremost part is that is the assessment. Are you able to do the assessment from the all the applicants, and therefore, what is your measurement is there. A robust assessment process will include several objective and the valid tools that will provide the line managers and HR with the data needed to make effective hiring, deployment and development decisions are there. So, when you are screening these particular the talent part is there, right. So, definitely in that case for all the functions of HR, whether it is the recruitment selection is there, training and development is there, compensation and rewards is there, promotions is there, performance appraisal is there, industrial relations is there, research assistance is there. So, everything is there related to the development decisions are there. So, it will require the proper assessment. Now, the assessment is done. First and foremost is the goal. What is the goal? Now, I will describe later also, but here I would like to introduce some of these parts. So, goal, what is a goal? Goal is excellent performance, and whenever we are talking about the goal as an excellent performance, then we want to see that is the vision of the talent. What is the vision? And that the vision will decide about that is this particular goal that has been incorporated with the organizational goals. Individual goals I already also mentioned, integration of the individual goal with the organizational goal, that is the objectives, right. Second part is the evaluation. In the evaluation part, it is necessary the potential appraisal. I have talked already about the talent potential appraisal, and the responsibilities, duties, and those assignments which will be required to perform by these the totally the objective oriented, goal oriented performance that has to be done in the measurement. And if it is measurable, that is fine. If it is not measurable, then it will be difficult. Then we do the analysis of that, and after analysis the audit is very important, right, like the human resource audit, and here will be the talent audit. What will be there in the audit? In the audit will be major part will be assessing, that is the knowledge and skills, desired and present. So, therefore, that audit will be done whether the A, B, C, and they are different, these are the desired are there, and which are the present, which is not present, right, and therefore, that will be there. What will be these ABCD? ABCD will be the knowledge of that particular job and the skills required for that particular job. So, that when knowledge and skills are matching, right. So, you score the higher in the audit, but when they are absent, then definitely in that case there will be no score. Similarly, the planning of the assessment is to be done. How will you? For simple example is earlier traditionally it was a yearly planning, right, yearly assessment, but nowadays we talk about that is about the quarterly, right. In some organizations even it is weekly assessment is there, and according to that they are planning. You get the expected results, and when the results are there, you filter and get the progress, and under that progress total or measurement will be done. So, therefore, this assessment process right from the goal to the measurement, in the measurement again there will be the feedback, and with the feedback again goal will be either redesign or satisfied or dissatisfied. So, therefore, in that case we will see that is the it becomes very important that we are going for this particular assessment. So, what will be the tools? The right assessment tools will provide more accurate data. Now, the talent assessment data, that is very accurate tool to help the managers make informed decisions on who will be a best fit for the future roles, right. So, therefore, it will be always important, that is the fitness, like I give the example of PJF, personality job fit. So, there is a personality and then accordingly the job is there. Similarly, there is a talent and the matching of talent is there, for that it is for the future roles are there, and in the future roles that is the what they want to perform or do, right. So, therefore, in that case it is very important, that is the your fitness formula, talent with the job, that is really very important. I tell you that is the employees turnover depends on that also. If employee's personality is a particular type and then he joins an organization or even for any research or any particular task, and then he is having certain attempts also. It is not that the candidate does not attempts also, but because of that mismatch between the personality and goal, then definitely it will be very difficult for him to have an excellent performance. He may do the job, but it will not be the excellent performance, and what development will make the then the question will arise the development. So, itself when there are no relationship, there is no impact, then will make the most difference to their long term growth and success. So, that long term growth and success will depend on that is the what is the best fit of the future roles are there. So, what will be the assessment tools? Cognitive ability measures, because you are talking about the talent, and whenever we are talking about the talent you are talking about the tacit knowledge, it is not explicit knowledge, it is a tacit knowledge, it is a cognitive ability. So, cognitive ability, then the personality measures, what type of personality the individual is having. So, therefore, that type of personality, and the competency based assessments are there, which will be matching that is the whatever the job and personality is there. Whenever we are talking about the performance planning establishes the expectations between the manager and the employee, right. So, whoever is the boss, he is expecting certain performance from the employees. So, it is during this phase that the what and how of the jobs are the discussed and agreed upon. So, therefore, in that case it is very important, that is the what type of the job they are doing, right, and how they are doing the job. Means are very important to achieve the goals. If means are not there, then definitely there will be the problem. So, goal is there, but fair means, ethical means, the professional means, that is to be matched with the goal. So, therefore, that should be discussed and agreed upon. Performance planning process be a dialogue between manager and employee. So, it will be always a dialogue, right, that is the whatever the between the manager and employee is there. So, that will be decided. A recent Hay Group study of performance management design and administration practices indicated that while 72% of the organizations have clear strategies objectives, only 30% believe that there is a clear linkage between the strategic objectives and individual performance criteria is there. Now, here we have discussed the performance appraisals and the potential appraisal of these talented employees. So, therefore, that whatever the strategic objectives, they are the long term objectives, that is required to be very clear. The strategic objectives or goals will be decided, right, by the organization. If the organization decides the strategic objectives, then definitely it will be done. Only 30% believe that there is a clear linkage between the strategic objectives. No? So, it is the, so whatever the goal is there, strategic goal, right. Then the strategies, that is through the policy goals. Then procedures. So, therefore, every talented employee, he will follow the procedure. With the procedure, that will be the policy, and with the policy it will go to the strategies. So, basic that procedure, that has to be very perfect. So, whenever you are talking about the Six Sigma, right. So, therefore, in the talent management, Six Sigma in the talent management, somebody asks us, then how we will be replying. So, we will replying that is the whatever the performance of the employee is there, if it is matching with the strategic goals, so the proper procedures and policies, then definitely we will say that talent has done its job. Next is the coaching and developing talent. Best in class organizations recognize coaching and feedback as critical talent management skills, right. There are certain critical management skills. A coach can be a manager or a peer, who can be a colleague with, who works with the someone, either an individual or in some cases a team. So, nowadays whenever we are talking about, that is there will be a manager or peer. So, they all are working into team, the project teams are there, and the leading the team. What is the most important is leading the team to foster long term development and the growth in others. So, that long term developments are there, and if there those long term developments, that in certain cases because we are talking about the strategic goals, strategic will be always long term, policies will be always short term. So, therefore, the strategic goals, that is long term goals, they are achieving this growth. So, that is becoming very important. Coaching involves developing capability in a range of skill areas. So, that can be for the technical skills, managerial skills and interpersonal skills. However, we would also like to add, that is whenever we are talking about technical skills, means not only the technology, it is a job skills. So, that employee should be able to perform his job with his knowledge and skills. Managerial skills are there. So, in that planning, organizing, directing, coordinating and controlling, those skills are functions of the manager. He should be able to be a good planner. So, whenever we are talking about the planning, so what skill is required? Planner. If you are talking about the organizing, what is required? Organizer. Whenever we are talking about the leadership, naturally leader, and then controlling. Coordinator is also there, but controlling I will take, right. So, he should be good controller. So, these managerial skills of the planning, organizing, leading and controlling, in addition to these are also managerial skills, technical skills and interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills are the here HR skills. So, coaching involves developing the capability of a range of skill areas, these are there. However, we also talk about the different levels of that in addition to these skills, and that is the creativity for the talent, analytical, and designing. So, therefore, in that case, that whenever we are talking about these skills, coaching involves developing the capability of the talent. Now, here also I would like to mention that is the performance effectiveness or the success. So, success that will depend on developing the skills only, dear friends, that is that talent is there, cognitive ability is there, right. So, in the cognitive ability, the person is having that emotional stability, balance is there, these HR skills, which I have discussed in my course into the MSID floated on the NPTEL. So, that in NPTEL that particular course of the MSID, so that is the and the HR skill is there. But in addition to this, these skills are very very important. Talent, if he wants to perform effectively, managerial effectiveness, then he has to understand the functions and the and his role as a planner, as organizer, as a leader and as a controller. So, he can control the organization or of his functional area in most efficiently and effectively. But how will you differentiate between a normal manager and the talented manager? So, that these are the three. Creativity, new product development, that is very very important. If you are having the new product development skills, that is the creativity skills are there. Analytical skills nowadays, talent analytics we have seen, and in the talent analytics we have identified these type of the different analytical skills are there, and the designing skills are there. So, therefore, we can design those particular skills, right. So, these in development of the coaching or development range of skills areas of the talented people, these are the areas are there where you can develop these skills, right. Now, the competencies, another very very important term, because you see that is in this particular course, these will be the terminologies that you will find are they making it different from the other courses, normal courses of HRM and OB. So, what is that? It is a totally focus on competencies. So, HRM is the wider subject, OB is a wider subject, and in that when you are going by this particular specialization of the talent management, then definitely it is the competencies management, how it is to be done. Effective coaches do not necessarily need to be deep experts in their technical area. Example, I have seen one cement plant where the CEO is chartered accountant and from a reputed group of the nation, that cement factory. So, I asked, that is how a chartered accountant can be the leader of a manufacturing organization or technical organization, and this was the answers. Do not necessarily need to be deep experts in their technical area. So, how the cement is to be manufactured? So, there are the technical experts are there, vice presidents are there under the CEOs, they will decide, but how to do the business, overall business, and that will be decided by CEO. But they do not, but they do need to possess a wide range of interpersonal skills, HR skills, right. So, therefore, there is a highly need of the interpersonal skills are there. So, what skills? Creating trusting relationships. We have seen that is the, if you want to engage the employee engagement. So, there is a vigor, absorption, dedication, and then that is leading towards the happiness. If the happiness is there through the trusting relationships only, the trust plays a very important role in the happiness. So, therefore, creating the trusting relationships is very very important. If you are able to develop the trust, then there will be no problem, but if you are not able to develop that particular trust, then there will be not a strong relationship between the superior and subordinate or employer and employee, whoever is the representative of the employer, manager or the boss or whoever is. So, so what is required? Trust builders are required, and those trust builders, they will create the relationship, and this relationship will make the coach perfect. I always give the example of Shri Krishna, Chanakya and Dronacharya. So, what makes them the successful? It is a trust from the learner who feels that he is empty, he requires a knowledge from that particular source, that source is the mentor. Second is emotional maturity. So, emotional maturity does not mean that is you are not emotional, please understand. It is the balancing of the emotions, learning to balance the emotions. How you can manage the emotions, and then if you are able to control your emotions, balancing the emotions, your emotional maturity is there. So, this emotional maturity that will be developed by the individual by 5 factors: self awareness, self regulation, empathy, motivation and socialization. These are the 5 factors of emotional intelligence. So, therefore, this self awareness is there. The person is able to control himself through self regulation when he knows his strengths and weaknesses, he knows his opportunities and threats. So, when he is aware about his strength and weaknesses, so self awareness. So, in emotional maturity, self awareness and self regulation, empathy, socialization and motivation. So, emotional maturity will be developed with these 5 factors. So, what is important, that is the whenever we are talking about the competencies development, drivers of success, development, enhancement of your talent is there, please ensure that is the you are able to control to them with the help of emotional maturity. Integrity includes the commitment and loyalty. So, whenever the employees they have high integrity for the organization towards the goal, towards the achievement, then themselves will be driven by that force. So, there will be the integrity will be there. Accurate feedback. So, some people will give the verbal feedback, some people will give the written feedback, some people will be advisors, some people will be the mentors. So, always there is a constructive mechanism. That constructive mechanism is called the feedback is there. Empathy, already I mentioned empathy is there, and this empathy will develop the relationship with others and empowering others, and that is the knowledge empowerment. So, when the wide range of interpersonal skills in including these following skills, then definitely the effective coaches that will be developed to develop the experts. Now, we talk about the career development. Strategic approach to career development include the better employee engagement, as I mentioned, employee engagement, that is a career development, vigor, absorption and dedication, the focus is required. If you are highly focused on your job and career, then there is no deviation, you do not have time because your mind is busy, you want to get involved into that is the excellent performance, and then you see that when you decide your goal is such high, then where you will have the time for deviation, it is there will you will not have time for. But when you have the chalta hai, when you want to enjoy the life, work is worship, that is enjoyment. So, therefore, it is a better alignment between the future business needs are there. So, when there is an employee engagement is there, naturally there will be the better alignment between the future business needs, because already predicted, analytical skills already predicted, and then you know that is to meet the future needs, right. These are the business needs are there. So, I have to work accordingly, maybe the technical skills, maybe the social skills, maybe the economical skills, maybe the political skills even, or legal skills. Developing the right people capabilities to drive success. Now, this is the role of the assessment, because when you talk about the right people, it is a $1 million question, that is who are the right people. The right people are those who can achieve the goal with the optimization of resources. So, therefore, the right people capabilities, otherwise what will happen, you will make a lot of investment, maybe the emotional, maybe the financial, maybe the civil, maybe the career. So, those investments You have to sure that that gives the ROI, return on investment, and that's why the right people capabilities to drive the success. Improved succession planning by ensuring that high potentials are provided with the right development opportunities to reach future destination roles. This is always important, because organizations are growing, but some of them then they are going for the another assignments. So, who will do their jobs? So, that will be ensuring the high potentials are provided. Their input is high potential with the right development opportunities for the growth of the organization. So, that the organization can reach to a destination of their roles. So, employee career development favorability ratings are: how would you rate your opportunities for the learning and development, right? But this is the 44%, but this is also very high. So, maybe this is the 56% is a higher side, but I wish that is the opportunities for learning and development, this should cross the 7 figures, 70%, right, 75% and like this. How would you rate your opportunities for the advancement? Again the job dissatisfaction will be there. Unfavorable and neutral is the 57, and the opportunity for advancement is 43% only. So, that has to be carefully noted. I have a good idea of the possible careers path available to me, 57%, not much difference is there. Anyways, there is a difference, but not difference is there, and his favorable percentage is higher side. While in case of the how would you rate your opportunities for the advancement, the favorable are less and the unfavorable are more. In case of the opportunity for learning and development, favorable are more, learnings are less. How would you rate your opportunities to achieve your personal career objectives at the company? 52%, which is required to be higher side. So, unless and until there are no opportunities for the career, right, then they will how they will perform, how they will lead. So, for the leading and achieving their personal career, it becomes very, very important, that is the they should have the focus on the objectives and then the achievements of the objectives. So, finally, what I would like to say, reviewing performance and providing feedback are integral parts of the coaching. Performance ratings often focus on past performance, while the performance coaching focus on the current and future performance. This is very, very important. So, therefore, whatever the performance ratings are there, right, focus on the current and future based on the past. Please understand, what is important is that is a past we cannot change, but we can learn. We have to learn from the past that what has happened, but what happens, that is the emotional maturity is not there, those parameters which I have talked with you, that is the if emotional maturity is not there, still we are into that past. Past has gone, equation has changed, you are competent, you are also the creature of a God. So, go ahead, go fast, go forward. Monitoring also includes a formal performance period review, right. As I mentioned, that is the earlier it was 1 year, but now it is 3 months is there, that is typically quarterly, then the semi annually or annually, but however I will prefer to be the quarterly. In the competitive era today, it is too late to go for the biannually or semi annually or annually. Annually is out of question. By that time you will miss the lot of the opportunities. So, therefore, in that case it is important, that is you are having the quarterly, you will not believe in some organizations it is weekly, that is a weekly measurement parameters are there, right, but however at least the quarterly is must. So, so far I have discussed with the how you can make the talent enhancement by coaching and development to develop for their betterment performance to achieve the organizational goals. Thank you.